Sefer Shemote, the Book of Exodus, Chapter 27, Torah Parsha Tetzaveh, Torah portion, You shall command. And you are to command the children of Israel to bring you clear oil pressed olives for the light, to cause the lamp to burn continually, in the tent of appointment outside the veil which is before the witness. Aharon and his sons are to tend it from evening until morning before Yahweh, a torah forever to their generations, from the children of Israel. And you, bring near Aharon your brother and his sons with him, from among the children of Israel, for serving as priests to me, Aharon, Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar, the sons of Aharon. And you shall make set-apart garments for Aharon your brother, for esteem and for comeliness. And you, speak to all the wise of heart, whom I have filled with a ruach of wisdom, and they shall make the garments of Aharon to set him apart, for him to serve as priest to me. And these are the garments which they make: a breastplate, a shoulder garment, a robe, an embroidered long shirt, a turban, and a girdle. They shall make set-apart garments for Aharon your brother and his sons, for him to serve as priests to me. And they shall take the gold, and the blue, and the purple, and the scarlet, and the fine linen, and shall make the shoulder garment of gold, of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine woven linen, the work of a skilled workman. It is to have 2 shoulder pieces joined at its 2 edges, and so it is joined together. And the embroidered band of the shoulder garment which is on it is of the same workmanship, made of gold, of blue and purple and scarlet, and fine woven linen. And you shall take 2 shoham stones, and engrave on them the names of the sons of Israel, 6 of their names on one stone, and the remaining 6 names on the other stone, according to their birth. With the work of an engraver in stone, like the engraving of a signet, engrave the 2 stones with the names of the sons of Israel. Set them in settings of gold. And you shall put the 2 stones on the shoulder pieces of the shoulder garment as stones of remembrance for the sons of Israel. And Aharon shall bear their names before Yahweh on his 2 shoulders for a remembrance. And you shall make settings of gold, and 2 chains of clean gold, like braided cords, and fasten the braided chains to the settings. And you shall make a breastplate of right ruling, a work of a skilled workman, like the work of the shoulder garment. Make it of gold, of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine woven linen. It is square, doubled, a span its length, and a span its width. And you shall put settings of stones in it, 4 rows of stones. The first row is a ruby, a topaz, and an emerald. And the second row is a turquoise, a sapphire, and a diamond. And the third row is a jacinth, an agate, and an amethyst. And the fourth row is a beryl, and a shoham, and a jasper. They are set in gold settings. And the stones are according to the names of the sons of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engravings of a signet, each one with its own name, for the 12 tribes. And you shall make braided chains of corded work for the breastplate at the end, of clean gold. And you shall make 2 rings of gold for the breastplate, and shall put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate. And you shall put the 2 cores of gold in the 2 rings which are on the ends of the breastplate. And the other 2 ends of the 2 cords you fasten to the 2 settings, and put them on the shoulder pieces of the shoulder garment in the front. And you shall make 2 rings of gold, and shall put them on the 2 ends of the breastplate, on the edge of it, which is on the inner side of the shoulder garment. And you shall make 2 rings of gold, and put them on the 2 shoulder pieces, underneath the shoulder garment, on the front of it, close to the seam above the embroidered band of the shoulder garment. And they bind the breastplate by means of its rings to the rings of the shoulder garment, using a blue cord, so that it is above the embroidered band of the shoulder garment. so that the breastplate does not come loose from the shoulder garment. And Aharon shall bear the names of the sons of Israel on the breastplate of right ruling over his heart, when he goes into the set-apart place, for a remembrance before Yahweh continually. And into the breastplate of right ruling you shall put the Urim and the Tumim. They shall be on the heart of Aharon when he goes in before Yahweh. And Aharon shall bear the right ruling of the children of Israel on his heart before Yahweh continually. You shall make the robe of the shoulder garment of all olive blue, and the opening for his head shall be in the middle of it, a woven binding all around its opening, like the opening in the scaled armor, so that it does not tear. And on its hem you shall make pomegranates of blue and purple and scarlet, all around its hem, and bells of gold between them all around. A golden bell and a pomegranate, a golden bell and a pomegranate on the hem of the robe all around. And it shall be upon Aharon to attend in, and its sounds shall be heard when he goes into the set-apart place before Yahweh, and when he comes out, so that he does not die. And you shall make a plate of clean gold and engrave on it, like the engraving of a signet, set apartness to Yahweh. And you shall put on a blue cord, and it shall be on the turban. It is to be on the front of the turban. And it shall be on the forehead of Aharon, and Aharon shall bear the guilt of the set-apart gifts, which the children of Israel set apart in all their set-apart gifts. And it shall always be on his forehead, for acceptance for them before Yahweh. And you shall weave the long shirt of fine linen, and shall make turban of fine linen. And you shall make the girdle of woven work, and make long shirts for Aaron's sons. And you shall make girdles for them. And you shall make turbans for them, for esteem and comeliness. And you shall put them on Aharon your brother, and on his sons with him, and shall anoint them, and shall ordain them, and shall set them apart, and they shall serve as priests to me. And make linen trousers for them, to cover their nakedness, reaching from the waist to the thighs. They shall be on Aharon and on his sons when they come into the tent of appointment, or when they come near the slaughter place to attend and set apart place, so that they do not bear crookedness and die. A torah forever to him and to his seed after him. And this is the task you shall do to them, to set them apart to serve me as priests. Take 1 young bull and 2 rams, perfect ones, and unleavened bread, and unleavened cakes mixed with oil, and unleavened wafers anointed with oil. Make these of wheat flour. And you shall put them in 1 basket, and bring them in the basket, along with the bull and the 2 rams. Then you shall bring Aharon and his sons to the door of the tent of appointment, and wash them with water. And you shall take the garments, and shall put on Aharon the long shirt, and the robe with the shoulder garment, and the shoulder garment, and the breastplate, and shall gird him with the embroidered band of the shoulder garment, and shall put the turban on his head, and shall put the set-apart sign of dedication on the turban, and shall take the anointing oil, and pour it on his head, and anoint him. Then you shall bring his sons, and put long shirts on them, and shall gird them with girdles, Aharon and his sons, and put the turbans on them. And the priesthood shall be theirs for an everlasting law. So you shall ordain Aharon and his sons, and you shall bring near the bull before the tent of appointment, and Aharon and his sons shall lay their hands on the head of the bull. And you shall slay the bull before Yahweh by the door of the tent of appointment. And take some of the blood of the bull, and put it on the horns of the slaughter place with your finger, and pour all the blood beside the base of the slaughter place. And you shall take all the fat that covers the entrails, and the appendage on the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them, and burn them on the slaughter place. But the flesh of the bull, and its skin, and its dung, you shall burn with fire outside the camp. It is a sin offering. And take 1 ram, and Aharon and his sons shall lay their hands on the head of the ram. And you shall slay the ram, and you shall take its blood and sprinkle it all around on the slaughter place, and cut the ram in pieces, and wash its entrails and its legs, and place them upon its pieces and on its head. And you shall burn the entire ram on the slaughter place. It is an ascending offering to Yahweh. It is a sweet fragrance, an offering made by fire to Yahweh. You shall take the second ram, and Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on the head of the ram. And you shall slay the ram, and take some of his blood, and put it on the tip of the right ear of Aaron, and on the tip of the right ear of his sons, on the thumb of their right hand, and on the big toe of their right foot, and sprinkle the blood all around on the slaughter place. You shall take some of the blood that is on the slaughter place, and some of the anointing oil, and sprinkle it on Aaron and on his garments, on his sons, and on the garment of his sons with him. And he and his garments shall be set apart, and his sons and the garments of his sons with him. You shall take the fat of the ram, and the fat tail, and the fat that covers the entrails, and the appendage on the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat on them, and the right thigh. It is for a ram of ordination. And 1 loaf of bread, and 1 cake made with oil, and 1 thin cake from the basket of the unleavened bread that is before Yahweh. And you shall put all these in the hands of Aaron, and in the hands of his sons, and you shall wave them, a wave offering before Yahweh. Then you shall take them from their hands, and burn them on the slaughter place as an ascending offering, as a sweet fragrance before Yahweh. It is an offering made by fire to Yahweh. And you shall take the breast of the ram of Aaron's ordination, and wave it, a wave offering before Yahweh, and it shall be your portion. And from the ram of ordination you shall set apart the breast of the wave offering which is waved, and the thigh of the contribution which is raised, of that which is for Aaron, and of that which is for his sons. And it shall be from the children of Israel for Aaron and his sons by a law forever. For it is a contribution, and it is a contribution from the children of Israel from the slaughters of their peace offerings, their contribution to Yahweh. And the set-apart garments of Aaron are for his sons after him, to be anointed in them, and to be ordained in them. The priest from his sons in his place puts them on for 7 days, when he enters the tent of appointment to attend in the set-apart place. And take the ram of ordination, and cook its flesh in the set-apart place. And Aaron and his sons shall eat the flesh of the ram, and the bread that is in the basket, by the door of the tent of appointment. And they shall eat those with which the atonement was made, to ordain them, to set them apart. But let a stranger not eat them, because they are set apart. And if any of the flesh of the ordination offerings or of the bread be left over until the morning, then you shall burn up what is left over. It is not eaten, because it is set apart. And so you shall do to Aaron and his sons, according to all I have commanded you. 7 days you shall ordain them, and prepare a bull each day as a sin offering for atonement. And you shall cleanse the slaughter place when you make atonement for it, and you shall anoint it to set it apart. For 7 days you shall make atonement for the slaughter place, and set it apart. And the slaughter place shall be most set apart. Whatever touches the slaughter place is to be set apart. And this is what you prepare on the slaughter place: 2 lambs, a year old, daily, continually. Prepare the 1 lamb in the morning, and the other lamb you prepare between the evenings. And 1/10 of an ephah of flour mixed with 1/4 of a hin of pressed oil, and 1/4 of a hin of wine as a drink offering, with the 1 lamb. And prepare the other lamb between the evenings, and with it prepare the grain offering and the drink offering as in the morning, for a sweet fragrance, an offering made by fire to Yahweh, a continual ascending offering for your generations at the door of the tent of appointment before Yahweh, where I shall meet with you to speak with you. And there I shall meet with the children of Israel, and it shall be set apart by my esteem. And I shall set apart the tent of appointment and the slaughter place. And Aaron and his sons I set apart to serve as priests to me. And I shall dwell in the midst of the children of Israel, and shall be their Elohim. And they shall know that I am Yahweh their Elohim, who brought them up out of the land of Mitzrayim, to dwell in their midst. I am Yahweh their Elohim. And you shall make a slaughter place to burn incense on. Make it of acacia wood, a cubit long and a cubit wide. It is a square, and 2 cubits high. Its horns of the same, and you shall overlay its top and its sides all around, and its horns with clean gold. And you shall make for it a molding of gold all around, and make 2 gold rings for it under the molding on both its sides. Make them on its 2 sides, and they shall be holders for the poles to lift it with. You shall make the poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold. And you shall put it before the veil that is before the ark of the witness, before the lid of atonement that is over the witness, where I am to meet with you. And Aharon shall burn on it sweet incense, morning by morning. As he tends the lamps, he shall burn incense on it. And when Aharon lights the lamps between the evenings, he shall burn incense on it, a continual incense before Yahweh throughout your generations. Do not offer strange incense on it, or an ascending offering, or a grain offering, and do not pour a drink offering on it. And Aharon shall make atonement upon his horns once a year, with the blood of the sin offering of atonement. Once a year, he makes atonement upon it throughout your generations. It is most set apart to Yahweh. Shalom, Yisrael.